2020 was an interesting year, to say the least. Should all acquaintance be forgot? Something, 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 thing. Something fire, something, something, something about fire burning. I think that's one of the lines, but I don't remember. I don't know the song. Here's to another year of not remembering the song. Anyway, 2020 was a year full of several ups and downs for me personally. The year started out where things were not exactly the best. Things had been going rather rough, and by the end of the year, things for me ultimately ended better than they had started. In terms of the sake of the world, I really hope that things that happen this year can help, or last year actually, because it's the new year now. We did it. We finally survived. We got through 2020 at last. The best we can hope for is that the next year and time going forward will improve, that everything that we went through in 2020 can help us to be stronger. Several people have passed away. A lot of difficulties and hardships have happened. A lot of businesses have been lost. A lot of problems have occurred. A lot of people have been protesting and hopefully can get their voices heard. Hopefully better change can happen to a lot of systems in place. I think this year can hopefully help a lot of people to take a moment to reflect and improve going forward. 2020 was a year where we had time to reflect. This is a year where we can continue to reflect when we need to, because I think reflecting is always important. Some people outside are doing fireworks. It's not legal in New York City, but they're doing it anyway. But my hope for the next year is that the struggles of yesterday will hopefully cause improvements. Hopefully things will get better. And, well, if they're somehow worse than 2020, then that means that 2020 is better in comparison. I remember 2016 was a pretty lousy year too, and that's better in comparison to this one. So we can hope for the best. 2020 was a rough year. There were a lot of difficulties. I haven't been able to do as much as I would have liked regarding the channel. Wish I could have done a few more skits. It's been hard enough for me to do this stuff since my father has been home, even more so than usual. So the times when I get to, record stuff is either when he's home and I'm downstairs and I have to try and be a little bit quieter, or he's out of the house and I try and rush things as quickly as possible. It's been tough trying to edit other stuff, because I still have other footage that I can do, but I haven't always been exactly up to it. And I've learned a lot about the channel and a lot more about editing and other tools that have been at my disposal that I don't think I was able to fully utilize, that can help me to be a bit more efficient as well going forward. The year has been difficult on me. I definitely didn't quite realize just how much I appreciated the fewer times when even though I didn't have that many times, when I'd get to see people and hang out with everyone. This year definitely helped me to appreciate the few times when I did even more, because, I mean, I generally, out of necessity, a lot of the time I have to stay home. But a lot of the time I'm still at home just anyway. It's mostly not by choice, and partially as well by choice. But the times when I'd want to go out and realize, oh, it's really hard to do now, definitely made me realize just how extra special those moments were. And I always knew that they were. I always had cherished them. But, like, it's a new perspective, I should say, when you can't do something, when you're forced to do something, when you're forced not to be able to see other people, where it's like, oh, well, this will be a thing that will always be there and is something nice to rely on, and it's not always there. So I have still tried to keep in contact with people, though a lot less than I would have liked to. And part of that has just been me trying to get through the year mentally as well. Being home even more, my father being the way that he is. He has had a lot of really horrible moments this year. One of my resolutions is to try to not talk about that as much. I don't want to burden all of you with all of that, because I don't want to try and, like, sound like I'm fishing for anything. I'm not fishing for sympathy or pity or anything like that. But rough stuff has been going on here. Family therapy has been going horribly wrong, and he blames us for it because he can never take responsibility for himself because he's far too egotistical. Nothing in regards to him has really changed, just how he hides things. Gets better in one regard and worse in another. Always ends up being that way. But there have been a lot of other positives this year that have happened. I've met a new sweetie, a new sweetheart, who is absolutely wonderful. And we really have been working well together. We've been together for a good most of the year. And we're still together, and we're still doing well. And we're able to help each other. We're able to help better each other. We're able to support each other. We're able to call out each other if one of us is being kind of silly. We're able to just support each other with the things that we enjoy. We've been able to be together even with the distance. In fact, she's the one that I've been able to see the most every couple of weeks, which has been really nice. And it's been, it was a little hard being able to go see her, because it over time it cost a bit of money, going out on dates and doing all of that, which, funny enough, right at the very end of the year, right as 2020 was about to end, I got, and as of recording this, I'm currently going through that video that went viral. Granted, it was a compilation, and it wasn't one of my own videos like this, or another thing on the channel that's more about me, and instead it's a compilation that I made, a JonTron compilation. But I've gotten a lot of support. Got a lot of subscribers out of it, and some people have stuck around. Some new faces are here. A lot of people who are really happy from it. One of the things, I like to try and be a peacemaker. I like to try and see things from multiple angles. I don't really like dividing people. I like uniting people. And in a way, it works out really well with that, because it's a compilation of JonTron getting hurt, which is funny for the JonTron fans, and for the people who don't like him, it's cathartic. So it's able to be something that both sides can agree on. So a compilation I made can unite people of both sides, which I feel is very poetic, as something that represents what I want to do with this channel. I don't want to cause conflict. I want to make people happy. And in that regard, it's really nice. And funny enough, I said that the compilations, since they were a bit more work than just as, you know, when I upload a little clip or something, that I wouldn't feel as bad running ads, and that as much as I wouldn't like to admit it, I do really need the money. So I really, really appreciate the ads. It's another thing that's been wonderful about this year. I'm actually able to run ads, and that video alone has been able to help reimburse me, essentially, for all the money that I had spent on my sweetie. And I was like, you know what? It's the money that I spent, it's worth it to see her smile. And it's okay. That's what you save money for, to try and bring more joy to the world, to try and make the world a better place. That's what it's a tool for. And you know, I never gave up on, like, my hope and my faith that, you know, doing things with my heart and doing things just earnestly and the way that I want to, even if things don't pay off immediately. I mean, it was a little miracle at the end where it's just like, oh my gosh, I could afford it. I'm so glad that I didn't chicken out. I mean, I'm cautious of you know, how everything is. I don't want to recklessly, like, spend. I'm not allowed to have a job due to home compilations. Having the YouTube channel and the monetization is one of the ways that I can do it in secret. And it's been a real help to me, knowing that I have that in the background. And it's a really wonderful thing. And I've been able to make lots of people happy. And what goes around comes around, honestly, because so many people just being happy has been able to make me happy. And I'm even able to earn a little bit of pay for it, which is amazing. And I would love to be able to do YouTube even more. That would be an amazing dream. And seeing stuff like this, it's like, I felt like it was a good sign for the times going forward, that even when things might seem really hard, pushing forward, doing what you feel is right, even if things don't always work out immediately, things can be better. Oh, and with her, I finally got to watch more anime. We're finally watching more anime together. I finally got to watch Full Metal Alchemist. Yes! Which was another positive for the year. I have been wanting to watch that for so long now, and it was made even better because we got to watch it together. And I've been able to work more on my game, and I've really worked on myself. Each year I try and be better than I was before, because every time I think I'm doing better, I always know that there's more that I can do to better myself, to better improve, to think about how I am and how I am to others, and continue to improve. And this year has been a real year of introspection, really thinking about, like, what I want, and reaffirming a lot of what I want. There have been points this year where I had gotten a little bit depressed here and there. But I've been able to push through, and I'm very happy about that. If you are depressed, that's not a thing that that's not a thing that I am recommending to people. If there's a problem, please tell somebody and try to get antidepressants. But what happened before with me a few years ago also, when I had been depressed, I was able to push through it, and eventually I was able to cope and find joy again. And I wasn't sad anymore. Well, I mean, I was sad, but, like, Not the deep pain kind of sad. Just the, oh yeah, the world around me is on fire. That's sad. Kind of sad. But one of the things that helps bring me joy is being able to bring joy to others. And this year has been wonderful, and I've been able to get so much wonderful support. I'm really lucky to have all of you here as well. This has been a roller coaster of a year, and I really hope that going forward, 2021 will be the next big step in the rest of our lives. It's going to be a big step in my life because I've grown up very sheltered, and I'm gonna finally graduate college, and I'm gonna be able to step into the real world. And it's an exciting but scary step. I don't know what the rest of the year is gonna hold. But I didn't know what 2020 was gonna hold either, even when things looked really bad. I'm gonna hold on to hope. I'm gonna be as good of a person as I can be. Help in the ways that I can help. Do the things that I can. Try not to do too much, because if I'm completely burned out, then I'm no good for anybody. Or myself. And try to keep holding on to hope and being as good as I can be. And I hope that you'll all be able to be as good a people as you can be and keep pushing forward, because we're gonna do our best, whatever 2021 is gonna hold. Hopefully, it's all gonna be uphill from here, because this was a pretty bad year. There are ways that it could be worse. There are definitely ways. And it's important not to forget that, because it's important not to forget what should drive us forward, to try and be better, to enact some positive change, even in small, simple ways, to try and think about people and be more considerate. Even if we disagree with someone, that doesn't mean you have to hate them completely or be angry at everyone. We can agree to disagree, because we're people, and we're stronger than that. We're above the small petty things, because we've survived this far, and we can keep going. All of us who have survived, let's keep on surviving, and let's keep trying to live, and not take the things that we have for granted, and keep moving forward as best we can. I think that's just about everything that I have to say. To everybody who has been supporting me this whole time, and to all the new faces that we have here, thank you all so much for helping to be one of the best parts of 2020. And I hope to have you all here as we go forward. I hope we can all make 2021 a little brighter by being together. Thank you all.